Hey guys, welcome back. I've talked about castor oil before in the past, and I get asked a lot, and there's something recently I've had to use again about castor oil packs or castor oil compresses. Okay, there's a difference. I want to say when you do your castor oil, this is the one I use, it needs to be unrefined and cold pressed, kind of like when you pick out your coconut oil and things like that. Okay, it doesn't need to have additives and things like that. It just needs to be pure, and it's very thick. It's a very thick. You can use that with carrier oils when I go over different things, especially if you're doing like for your, because I use it on my face, I use it on my scalp, for my hair I do that in rotations regular anyways. You can put it with extra virgin olive oil, you can put it with real coconut oil, you can mix it with pure aloe vera, anything like that to help as a carrier for different things, and I'll go over that. But it's retinoic acid, which it's the oil that penetrates in and goes deeper into our body than any other oil, and is an anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antioxidant, antifungal. So because of all those properties, and it goes so deep, that's why it can do a lot of good healing properties to it. So I'm gonna go over a lot of them. So I'll talk about how you use it and everything like that. People, they use castor oil packs for things like constipation, IBS, GI issues. They can do packs. You also hear about people who will put castor oil in their belly button, and you leave it there as well, and it penetrates, deeply into you for different things. It's great for arthritis on your joints, any kind of joints. You can do castor oil packs. So castor oil packs, something that works really well, and you can buy them over the counter, is the medical blue bed pads. I mean, they're like this big, and they have like a plastic type blue covering on the back, and then like a gauze type material padding on the front, and you can cut those to the size you want. The reason those do work well and very convenient is because we can cut them to whatever size you want, but that plastic kind of backing will keep it from ruining your clothes, because a lot of times you'll take a castor oil pack and you'll put a heating pad or a hot water bottle over it to help that penetrate. Then there's different things. You can wear them for many hours, you can wear them for overnight, and I'll go into that. But that plastic backing will help protect your clothing or anything else, because it, like an oil, it could ruin your clothes. If you don't have those type of things and you use like gauze, or you use folded over paper towels or some type of woolen cloth or things like that, you need to put like a saran wrap, something just a little bit bigger than what the pad you're using over it. Put that on the back of it, and then put things on top of it to keep it in place, or your heating pad or hot water bottle or whatever thing, so it doesn't ruin your clothes. And when you put it on, it's really thick. When you put it on whatever padding material that you're going to use, let it set for a little bit, for it kind of absorb, so it absorbs into it a little bit. And you can reuse your castor oil packs 2 and 3 times. Just fold it up, and if it feels like, say you're going to, because a lot of these you'll use them every day for 5 days. It depends on what you're treating. There's certain conditions, you do it every day for 30 days. Depends on what it is and what you're treating. You can use them several times. If it feels a little dry, add a little bit more and put on there. So arthritis, joints works very, very well for that. And the big thing, people don't want to mess with this is because like, oh, it's messy. And yes, it can be that way, but it works. It works, and it works for all different types of muscle cramps, gastrointestinal, GI type of things, cramps I was talking about. I have used this personally and seen success. It works for ovarian cyst and uterine fibroids. And that's when you do the castor oil packs. You do it every day. You can do it for 30 minutes. You can do it for several hours. You can wear it overnight. With that being said, anyone that hasn't used this or hasn't used it for a long period of time, say you just did it like a wash for your face, or, just left on a couple minutes, took off, do a skin patch test. I have a video I'll touch up below I did a long time ago, how you do a skin patch test, because some people, it can be an irritant. If it's an irritant and too strong, put it with one of the carrier oils I talked about. Olive oil, coconut oil, aloe vera. You put it with something else, dilute it, do 50-50 or something like that, and dilute it, and that should help as well. So going on to different things, it's really good also people who have liver issues, congested liver. It will get rid of gallstones, kidney stones, anything like that. Castor oil packs. You know where your liver is. If you don't know where your organs are in your body, I highly suggest you learn that, get a diagram, learn that. That's a need to know. Medical preps as well. You need to know what's going on, so you know what pain area, what may be causing, what's going on within you. Works very well. Cyst. I had a kiddo who had a cyst. She had it for many years. It was on the back of her neck. Wasn't a big deal. It was just they're just very common. It was type of cyst. Castor oil packs all the time. Put them on wherever the cyst is, and do the heat, do the covering. It'll penetrate. Get that. Castor oil also works on bone spurs. People, a lot of times you'll hear about people, you can get bone spurs anywhere. I've had people who've had, when I worked in orthopedics, they'd get bone spurs in their joints, and we would have to shave those off because they would catch. Lots of people get bone spurs, and they'll get them on their heels and stuff like that. Now, it may take a long time. It's the consistency of keep using it to get dissolved, but it can get for those as well. Chest congestion, anything like that's going to break up the anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, everything's going to do. Use those. Do the compress things like I was talking about. Listen to your own body. See how it makes you feel. Maybe you just want to do it for a short period of time and keep working up. That's all right. Also, I personally, and I'm very sensitive to things, I've never had a problem with it. Some people do. So I encourage the skin patch test to see how you do first. And anything like when our face, because I use it on my face and everything, that skin is way more sensitive. Some people can't use it full strength on their face, but they can if they do like, a compress on something else, and they're just fine. Oh, speaking of hair and everything like that, this is something else that works for people who have alopecia. If you've ever seen alopecia spots, they'll just have a spot, it's just balding. The hair won't come. It just kind of abruptly falls out. It's a trigger response, autoimmune thing that happens. Castor oil, use that regularly for that as well. There's other things that it can help, different things in different areas of the body. You can do those religiously, and that there's a lot of backup for that. You got to dig deep, holistic side of things, that it'll help as well. So I wanted to share that because a lot of things coming out. I think everybody should have castor oil in their preps in your home. You can get these, you can order them, you can do all kinds of stuff. It doesn't take much of this, however you're using it. But the castor oil packs, and I've had people asking, now I will say, if a woman is pregnant or breastfeeding, I would avoid using castor oil. There's different sides of don't use it while you're menstruating, because it wherever you put it, it causes blood flow to go more to those areas. Like say you're having arthritis in your knees, and it does the healing, how our body works, and the circulation and everything like that. So there's this thing of, if you're on your cycle, that you don't want to encourage any more of that at a time. I have never used it when I'm on my cycle. I don't use it like that, but I have used it for cysts, ovarian cysts, and things like that. It works well. So another thing, I've had people come back and tell me, gallstones, kidney stones, congested liver, different things like that. Because this is not the same as doing a poultice. This is a compress. It's not drawing anything out. It's penetrating down in and doing the healing and like the blood flow and different things. So your body is doing the healing, and this is working. So there's a difference. Compress and a poultice. It's not drawing things out, but it's penetrating deep to do the healing or whatever it needs to do. So I hope it helps. If there's any other questions about it, because I get questions about different things on how to use it properly. Some people say, oh, you can take it internally, different things like that. I don't recommend that. That's me. I don't recommend that, at all. So it's something I hope helps you guys. It will come in handy in the future, and say maybe you can't get as much medical attention. Things may happen. That can happen. I just think it's important for you to have those things on hand. Get you a heating pad. We know how I am about hot water bottles. Anything. If you can boil water, even on your campfire or something, you have a hot water bottle, and so you're not dependent on an electric heating pad. But you don't always have to use a heating pad on it with it. I do it both ways. Depends on what I'm treating. So something else I hope helps you guys. Everyone stay well. God bless, and I will see you next time.